Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for another week of Q&A answers to some of your fantastic questions. This actually is the third time I have tried to do this video. I just did the last one and I realized that I recorded it with headphones plugged into where the microphone's supposed to be. So that one didn't work. The one before that, some reason I had the sound muted. So let's hope that this one works because now I am really starting to know what these questions are third time around. So here we go. Hopefully for the last time. I love you. So here we go. Okay, so first one, ringing in the ears. I will be doing a separate video on that very shortly. Personally, I've had this round has been going on for about 3 weeks now. So yeah, I'll get to that. First thing before it, go get yourself checked out. I hate having to do these medical disclaimers. Make sure that it's nothing that the medical doctors will find is wrong with you. And if they can't find anything wrong with you, then look into the video regarding the ringing in the ears for the spiritual reasons. Okay, so next question. Okay, when we say the phrase rise humanity, is this literally stand up defiance and take it to our city streets or consciously rise in awareness? That depends upon where you are in your personal evolution. So one path is not better than the other. One path is going to provide more opportunities to learn different things and for experiences versus the other. So for those who feel the need to stand up, link arms, and take to the streets in defiance and fighting, that is going to provide you some fantastic stories, like memories that are just going to be incredible. So with that, think of the type of energy you will get if you decide to take to the streets in fighting and protest. It's not exactly a peaceful Zen meditation type of energy. It is a combative type of energy. And so what you put out is what you get back. And because that fighting type of energy isn't pure love, then that means those who are more of that type of fighting energy will be better at it than you. So if you decide to take to the streets and rise up and go into protest and fight and hold up signs and all of that to raise awareness, that's perfectly fine. That's okay. That, like I said, that's going to create some amazing experiences that you are going to learn from so much. There's going to be so many things from that type of experience that just would not be possible to learn really from too many other ways. That's just going to create all these different concepts to be understood, all kind of in one fell swoop. So you can see why that would be a very intriguing way to go to explore that concept. But because you are approaching it with kind of a fighting mentality, then the world of the dark is better at fighting than you are. So since you're putting out fight, they're going to they're going to push back towards you even more fight. So be aware of that. Again, nothing wrong with that. But if you take to the streets, assuming that you are going to stop the darkness with that action, with that physical action of defiance and fighting, it's not going to work like that. They're just better at it than you. So you're going to get more pushback. So then there is another way, which is to raise your consciousness to understand what is going on and learn how to manifest a different type of timeline on behalf of humanity for you to explore and for the light to be able to penetrate more. So obviously that pathway is less opportunities to learn, but that's usually because those who choose that pathway of raising their consciousness, is because they have already experienced everything that they want to experience regarding physical expression of defiance. So one's not better than the other. If you choose the path of just raising your awareness and light quotient, then that's the easier path, much easier. And with that is going to be more peaceful. You're not going to be involved in any fighting. But there also really isn't anything to learn. So that's why it depends upon where you are on your journey. Because if you haven't learned those lessons, then you are not going to want to just sit around and raise your consciousness. You're going to want to experience things and understand things. So then you're going to be the one that wants to take to the streets. So that's why one's not better than the other. So for me personally, I've already lived through, graduated from this level of consciousness. This is my first time in physical human form because I'm a starseed. So I understand things in a different way. I have no personal desire to take to the streets, but so many people do. And there's a part of me that would like to participate in that because I'm curious about it, but I know what will come out of it, so it doesn't interest me. So yeah, whatever you're called to do. So if you are one of those people that takes to the streets, that's really going to be an interesting journey, isn't it? Like it's not going to be peaceful. It's not going to be peaceful at all. But what a ride, hey? That would be really intriguing. So hopefully that helps. It definitely, there's no such thing as one right answer for most of these types of questions, but hopefully that helped explain why you would be more drawn to one versus the other. And there's no right way of doing it. Alrighty? Okay. What advice do you have for those of us that still feel we are waiting, searching for something meaningful to be or do in life? Having explored a wide variety of pursuits and interests, nothing seems to satisfy over the long term. So, what do we do? Okay. So, whenever you feel lost and you don't know really what to do, I know most people don't want to hear this, but meditation. But it's how you go into the meditation. If you're going into the meditation in a somber way, like you're going there specifically just to, I guess this is how I have to do it, nothing's going to happen from that. But if you go in with the happy, relaxed intention that you're wanting some guidance and you are excited to receive the guidance in divine timing, whenever that may be, and you're just there just for some relaxation, that's when it's going to happen quickest. So I would say if you do feel like you are someone who likes to serve others, you want to be of help, and considering you're listening to this, I assume you would be, because I don't know why anyone else would want to listen to me babble on if you're not wanting to help others. So since you are a service to others individual and you don't know what to do with yourself because you're just lost. Sit yourself down for some meditation, relaxed, with the specific happy intention that you want to serve others for your highest good and the highest good of all in the most fun way possible. And you're wanting some inspiration as to what to do. So just do that every day, multiple times a day, 2 minutes here, 5 minutes there, however many you can get in, and it's going to just come to you. And with respect to nothing seems to satisfy over the long term, that's probably because it was not done in the intention of wanting to serve others. If you have the specific goal and intention that you want to serve others, that's your mission, is to help others for your highest good and the highest good of all in a fun way, then it will last. It might change a little bit. If you get inspired to be a painter, then maybe after a few years you might be inspired to move to a different type of medium, but it would still be in the arts. So yeah, if you're feeling a little lost and you know that you want to serve others, set your goal. Instead of trying to think of a thing to do, make the overall theme service to others in a fun way. Fun way. And then just allow the inspirations to come to you. You'll just be pulled to certain things, and you'll see everything from a different point of view. Okay? Next question. Okay. Many people are living where they are because as light workers, they're supposed to be there. This is what I have been told about myself. But how do we know what we're supposed to be doing? At some point in our ascension process, will we just have a revelation or a knowing as to what it is we are meant to do in that location? Okay, good question. So I am going to answer this specifically in the realm of your physical location. So, because otherwise the whole concept of what you're supposed to do is different. But with respect to what you're supposed to be doing in that specific location. So, probably a couple decades ago now, I was trying to figure out why I was living where I was living. I live in Canada and not on the warmer aspects of Canada. I am on the cold side of the Rocky Mountains. So it's cold. We get snow like 8, 9 months of the year. It's cold. It's cold. Oh. So I was trying to figure out why on earth I was born into this awful place. It's beautiful, but I mean, you have green grass for like 3 months. Everything dies. Like most vegetation cannot exist here. You get very few types of trees or shrubs that will survive. Like they have to be able to survive. Whatever lives in the Arctic can survive here. Anything that is out, yeah, oh, it's crazy. So yeah, I could not understand why I chose to be born here, because I actually cannot tolerate the cold very well. That was my first indicator that I was not normal, was when I was 3 years old and I recognized that I could not tolerate the cold and everyone else around me could. And I had a very clear image in my head as to what my life should look like. And it was not being in the kind of this snowsuit, kind of like Maggie from The Simpsons, this great big thing where I couldn't, oh, I've been like that my whole life, cannot tolerate the cold. So I was provided this visual of Gaia. She was this dark ball, very dark ball, very dense and sad. It felt sad. And what I could see were these dots of light penetrating through this dark, dense ball. And there were some areas that had quite a few lights, and then other areas where it was just complete darkness, and then some areas that just had a couple little dots of light. And it was shown that each of those dots, and then there were some dots that were extremely dim, very, very dim. And those were kind of like scattered around as well. So what was shown to me was each of these dots that I could see that were little dots of light, as they started to get a little brighter and brighter, they glowed more. And then once they reached a certain size, they could connect to one of the dim little lights. And then that would start lighting up that little dim light into a brighter light. And then more and more of these lights started to show up all over the dark areas of the globe. And then very quickly, everything started to connect and glow, and it got bright. And then the ball just started to shake and shimmer, and it just changed. It went from this sad, dark, dense thing into this bright, vibrating, multicolored glimmer. Like, it was just so. I hope that you can kind of see what I'm saying here. Is, for the most part, most of us who are where we are, for instance, me here where I'm located, there are so few other lights around me. It was my job that I chose to take on to brighten up the entire area as far as I could possibly reach, to help connect to other star seeds that hadn't quite recognized that they were lights yet. And then once they felt my vibration, that would help them turn on their own light. And then we would just start connecting more and more and more and more as this grid across the globe. So for the most part, you are where you are because that specific area where you are needs to be lit up more. You chose where you went so you could just amplify, just turn up that dial, just glow, glow, glow as bright as you possibly can get yourself. And I'm not meaning just a small little field around yourself. I mean, like, learn how to expand your energy so that you can just go out hundreds and hundreds of miles and even further. So that usually is the reason why you are where you are. And if you happen to be around a lot of other star seeds and you still don't know why, probably it's because you're supposed to connect with those other star seeds and form this strong union that those of us who are very alone where we are can connect to. So you'll be the amplifier, and then someone like me can connect to that group consciousness in physical form of your energy. So yeah, that's usually what that means with respect to location. Okay, next one. Okay, should we be doing past life trauma healing? And how can we best access the Akashic records, whether or not all of us are meant to access the records or not? Okay, so the Akashic records, anyone can access them. It's whether or not you feel called to. I personally am not. It does not enter into anything that I do in any way, shape, or form, because I believe and I have faith that anything that I need to know is going to be given to me through meditation. And I don't need to specifically go in and hunt and look for it, because That is my overall intention at all points in time, that anything that is for my highest good is going to be provided to me in meditation. And then that means if I do feel inspired to do a meditation to connect to my Akashic records, then I would follow that. But I've only once gone into my Akashic records, and it didn't, I didn't seem to, I didn't personally feel any connection to that meditation. It didn't assist me anyway. But I know other people really like doing that. So yeah, anyone can, and do it if you feel inspired to. So it's all about how you want to access the information that you're supposed to access. And you can access anything that you want. Just make sure you know why you're wanting to access it. And then, what was it? Should we be doing past life trauma healings? Um, yes, yes. Absolutely, absolutely. So for any past life trauma, ancestral bloodlines, all of that stuff, whether you have been here in physical form forever, or if you are a first time comer starseed kind of situation, it does not matter. You need to clean that stuff, clear that stuff up, and send it on its way. Absolutely. So for those who know that they're starseeds, the reason why you need to do this is because all of that other junk that happened and all of that other dark stuff and memories and stuff that never got cleared up before, it is encoded into your cellular structure and DNA that you are wearing. So you're walking around with all of this stuff that happened from before, ancestors, all of that kind of stuff. So for you who are first time comers here, yeah, you gotta cleanse it. So you're not going to be affected by it by the same degree, but it's still going to be causing some minimal biases in how you make your neurological connections. So it's going to kind of tamper how you see things a little bit unless you clean it up. So absolutely clean it up. And those who have been here many times, who know that they have past lives and there's stuff that happened, yeah, absolutely clean it up, let it go, because it is going to be causing you biases in how you perceive things. So let it all go, forgive it. So probably the best way would be cord cutting, definitely for the ancestral bloodlines, cord cutting, and for past life trauma, cord cutting for any individuals that you can feel were connected to past lives, or just general trauma, then I would recommend seeing all of that low vibrational disharmony within yourself, kind of like dirt. See it inside your cells, like dirty cells, or on your skin being dirty, and then visualize being under waterfall or going through, swimming through this pure lake of light love. So see it coming through and washing off and coming off of you. So absolutely clean it all up, and let it go. And you can do this for other people as well. It's not going to do it for them, but you'll put it into their consciousness field for them to be inspired to do it at some point in time if they're open to it. So yeah, clean, clean, clean. Get it gone. Okay, next one. Great question. And I will be doing a separate video on this, going into great detail, or at least making it more clear. How do we know whether we are star seeds or a normal Earth human who's awake? Star seeds. These are general, but usually the case for most of them. You were a sickly child, and that continued quite far into your adult life, unless you've learned how to clean it up. But yeah, for the most part, you were kind of a sick kid. Your mother had a hard time conceiving you. She probably had a few miscarriages before you finally were able to take form. You just know things that other people have no idea how you could. I'm not talking about future knowledge. I mean, people are trying to figure out a puzzle and they cannot figure out how to make this thing work. And you can just see it. You look at them, go, why are you doing it like that? Can't you see the way it's supposed to be done? So you can just do things. You're more drawn to the arts. You're more artistic. You might not actually be able to express it yourself, but you're drawn to it. You're usually very, very chipper for the most part. Of the group of people that you're around, you're usually the happier one. And a really good clue is that you just have not ever fit in your entire life. And you're always trying to change and reinvent yourself to try to find a way to fit in. And it's just not working. So those are 7 things right there that are a good indicator that you're a starseed versus a normal human. Because normal humans, they usually don't have any of those qualities. Okay? So at some point, I'll be doing a video on that with a little more detail and stuff. Okay, next one. Okay, what is the best way to step into our divine power and become our higher selves? Meditation. Meditation instantly, if you have the intention, it will instantly connect you to your higher self. And if you go into the meditation with the intention of wanting to serve others for your highest good and the highest good of all in a fun way, then you will be provided inspired action. You will be inspired to follow certain instincts. And there is no way of planning it. There is no way of anticipating it. There's no way of working towards it other than set your intention that you want to serve others in a fun way that is for your highest good and the highest good of all. And then just go into that meditation with that and just relax. Just relax. You don't have to focus upon it. Just a great way of going into meditation with this kind of thing is to actually write it out. It is my intention that for this meditation, I am blah, 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 blah. And then you have light grounded it. You have brought it into the physical, what your intention is. So then you can enter into your meditation in a very relaxed and peaceful mental state. You can just listen to music. You can just focus on your breathing, but you don't have to just sit there and think, what is my highest good? That's just going to create a whole lot of barriers that you don't need. So yeah, just relax and just allow it to flow. Just flow. Okay, next one. Okay, so I am going to stop it there. There's so many more questions I want to get to, but I'm already at the half-hour mark. So I'm just going to stop it there and try to get to more during the week. And I love you. Mwah, mwah. I love you so much. Have a fantastic week. Spend your days with the intention of wanting to serve others for your highest good and the highest good of all in fun ways. Spend your days taking deep breaths to relax yourself. Remember what it feels like when you're on vacation and you're relaxed. Look for that feeling throughout your days. Every day, all day long. Relax. Okay? I love you. Have a great day.